All right, this is interesting. Venezuela's socialist economy spiraling out of control as shocking images come to light of citizens battling for basic everyday goods. Not exactly a ringing endorsement of socialism. Experts estimating annual inflation in Venezuela will be 1,000,000% by the end of this year. Here to break down the impact this is going to have for the cost of everyday items, we've got Daniel Geltrude from MST Geltrude and Company. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You know, we are hearing so many people on the political left talk about how great socialism is, and yet when you look at how much stuff costs, it's shocking.
It's just incredible. And let's follow up on that point you just made. The International Monetary Fund talking about 1,000,000% increase in goods over an annual period. Can you imagine that? How about this? You know what that means? That means if you're buying like a bar of soap for carrots.
If you were to buy this number of carrots, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 carrots, it would be 3 million bolivars, which would be the equivalent of $12.
But the 1,000,000%, how about this? If this cost
$12 for carrots.
Well, if it cost $1 at the beginning of the year, that type of inflation, it would cost you $10,000 by the end of the year. How can anybody afford to live like that,
Let's go to the
Steve?
next graphic and find out how much some of the other everyday items are going to cost. For instance, when it comes to, I think, toilet paper, a single roll of toilet paper, 2.6 million bolivars, which would be about $10.50 for a single roll of toilet paper in a socialist country.
That may be the most disturbing fact of anything, Steve. I mean, how does this happen? When you look at where you go with socialism, it's a plain fact.
Right.
Eventually, you run out of other people's money. You just can't collect enough taxes. Right. What happens? The government starts to print more and more money, and therefore it literally becomes valueless.
Right. And the big worry is in Venezuela, because it sounds like Maduro wants to make sure everybody gets a minimum wage. Employers will not be able to pay their employees, especially when, take a look, a pack of diapers would be 8 million bolivars, which is the equivalent of $32.
Absolutely incredible.
8 million bolivars.
Steve, here's your campaign ad if you're running against a Democratic socialist. This is all you need to show people, because government can't give you everything.
But there's a big difference between Venezuela and the United States.
Absolutely. But listen, here's what's causing this problem. Overspending. Does that sound familiar? Increasing in the minimum wage. You're talking about Maduro's proposal, taking minimum wage of about 50 cents, moving it to $30. That's a tax on businesses. How are they going to be able to afford that?
Once again, we go back to that first statistic. This year, the IMF is estimating in Venezuela inflation 1,000,000%. Unbelievable. Dan, thank you very much. That goes to show you the price at Costco much better when it comes to diapers. Just saying. All right. Meanwhile, coming up, Newt Gingrich and